if you have a little puff can of air, you can do that, or if you have a compressor, you can blow it out. Now we're going to get the proper size shaft seal. Again, this is the ceramic side. This is the side that goes into the seal plate with the rubber cup. It is recommended to use a clear RTV silicone sealant on there, like this, and just put a thin layer. Like that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put this back in there. We use a seal installer that we made. Push straight down on it until it seals, and the shaft seal goes all the way in and seats up against the seal plate. You see how that is? Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to get our motor. The motor goes in front of the stand like this, if you don't remember how it came out. We're going to take the seal plate and we're going to carefully put the shaft of the motor through the seal plate. We don't want to knock the shaft seal out that we just put in. And this is generally how you go about doing any repair or replacement motor on Pentair, sta-rite, Hayward, Jandy, any of those models, which are usually, those are the top four. Sta-rite is a division of Pentair. Then you have Hayward, which is wholly owned by Hayward, and Jandy, which is a division of Zodiac. And those four companies are what I would consider the premier manufacturers of pool equipment in the United States and actually globally today. All four of those companies offer training for service technicians, service personnel, which I always take advantage of. I go to the training classes, I learn about the new products, I learn how to get them installed properly, and then I can warranty them if they have a problem. So right now what you want to do is you want to install these bolts and tighten them so that they're catty corner from each other. So we're going to do the bottom one here, and we're going to do the top one here. And that's how you want to tighten these bolts, so that the motor is in here straight and there's no issue with the configuration. So right now we've decided that we're going to keep this impeller, but the first thing we have to do before we put that back on is we have to put the other part of the shaft seal on. Now the shaft seals go together like this. You got to have the Bakelite against the ceramic. It doesn't go with the rubber, it goes with the Bakelite. So they go like that, not like that. If you put it like that, it's going to leak. So take the shaft seal with the Bakelite and put it on the shaft. Again, we use our handy seal installer and just press that Viton seal right on there like that. Then we can take the impeller, spin the impeller down as far as you can, because soon you're going to get the shaft to just turn and the impeller will not be completely tight. With this motor, we need to use an Allen key in the back to hold the shaft so that you can turn the impeller and you can get it tight. And you'll know it. Now it's tight. Okay, so we did determine that this diffuser is bad. So we have here a new diffuser made by Pentair. We only use factory parts. We reuse the screws from the old one. Oh, let me show you the difference. This is the old one. You see that wear ring, how corroded and abused it is? And look at the new one. Nice and shiny copper. And that's how it's supposed to look. And the reason that we want that is because the impeller has to keep a tolerance of a certain amount of degrees that we don't want to have diminished, because when you do that, you don't have as good a pressure. Now when we tighten these bolts, we want this impeller diffuser drawn down equally. So we're going to put this on and we're going to do it in a wagon wheel pattern. We're going to start there and then we're going to jump over to here. We're going to tighten that one down. It's kind of like doing the lug nuts on the wheels of your car. And we're going to jump over to this one. And then this one. And finally that one. Now we're going to check. We're going to put our finger inside and turn that impeller to make sure that nothing is bound and that when we apply power to this, it's going to turn. And that's how we can do that. So, basically, other than hooking it up back to the pump, that's it. That's it. Hi, welcome to Pool Spa Fix It, our YouTube channel. Today we're working on a Pentair / sta-rite Duraglass. The Duraglass pump is an older pump that's been around for a long time, very commonly used, especially in the area that we live in. So first thing we're going to do is we've already determined that the motor is bad and it needs to be replaced. Two things can make a motor bad: real bad bearings or shorted windings in the motor, other things like that. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to replace it with a new Pentair totally enclosed fan cooled motor that is a 1 horsepower model with a very high service factor. It makes it a full rated motor. So with the service factor of 1.65, this 1 horsepower motor is equivalent to almost a 2 horsepower motor. But more about that later. Right now we're going to take this apart and put that on here. So first thing we need to do is take off